Hello, hello. Hey, Intrinsic. Hello, everybody. Hey, 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 everybody. Hey, hey, everybody. Hey, hey. Hey, 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 Bench, hey, Intrinsic. So, guys, I wanted to come really quickly and give you my take on a book I read. It was inspired by my sister. My little sister told me to read this book, and she was like, you will really, really enjoy it. Now, guys, I don't like reading because I like reading, but I'm not good at reading. It's not that I don't know how to pronounce the words or anything, but I get tired quickly. When I read, I get like too relaxed and I always fall asleep. It's hard for me to read books. But Amazon has Audibles, the best thing ever. While I'm working, while I'm cleaning, while I'm cooking, I can just listen to the book. And that's what I did with Viola Davis, Becoming Me. Now, before I play this, I do want to warn y'all. They might strike me. They might cut it off. I don't care. If they don't, I honestly just want y'all to listen. So I did not know that I had even got to chapter 17 until I got there. From the beginning of this book, it takes you through so much. It took me through so much. I'm just going to say my experience. I went through so many relatable emotions from the beginning all the way until literally I got to chapter 17. When I got to chapter 17, I did not know that was the chapter, but afterwards it was so profound that I played it again. I had to just take it all in and replay that chapter. So, what I want to do is play it for you guys. It's just the one chapter. However, I really, really want y'all to go back and get this book and read it. It's so good. It's so good. And I want to say one more thing about it. In this chapter, she's going to speak about how to get away with murder. And y'all, that is truly when I really knew who Viola Davis was. I had seen her around. I've seen her in other movies like The Help and Doubt, all different movies here and there. However, How to Get Away with Murder was the book. Was the series that she really shined in. And I'm gonna be honest with you. And because the reason why I'm saying this, you're gonna hear after I say it. I did not like Annalise's character. I did not think Annalise was a pretty girl. I didn't like, and it really wasn't her her features in her face, anything. It was really her wigs. I hated her wigs. Hey, Six Figure Days, thank you for stopping by. Thank you guys. It was her wigs they had her in. I always hated the way she walked. It was couple of things I did not like about Annalise. However, that was just the character. Viola Davis is beautiful. I've always thought she was beautiful. So without any further ado, I am going to now play this so you guys can hear. Again, this is just the one chapter, but it's very profound. And I really, really just want y'all to just listen. Continue doing whatever you're doing in your home, but just listen. And just put a 1 in the chat if you can hear it, okay? Here we go.
Chapter 17. There she is. You can either leave something for people, or you can leave something in people. Anne Lamott. Doubt, the movie based on John Patrick Shanley's Parable, came out in 2008, several years after Daddy's death. And although it was only 2 weeks of work, it marked my transition from stage actor to film Hollywood actor. On the stage, you reach for the Tonys. Doubt catapulted me to an Oscar nomination. I was 42 years old when I got the role in Doubt. When I heard that the stage play was going to be turned into a movie, I said to my agent, I would really love to do that role. Meryl Streep, my God. I read the play and auditioned for the movie in LA at Warner Brothers. After that, I got the call from my agent that they wanted to fly me to New York to do a screen test. It was my first actual screen test ever. I flew to New York, they put me in a hotel, I signed in, got a call sheet. Every day when you shoot TV or a movie, you get a call sheet with all the actors' names, all the crew, what the weather is going to be that day, and a list of the work for the day. Beside your name is a number that indicates your place in the cast and the time that you have to be in makeup and on set. I got nervous about the screen test for Doubt when I saw the 6 actresses on the call sheet and our times to be on set. We were each in 45-minute time slots. Audra McDonald, Sanaa Lathan, Taraji P. Henson, Sophie Okonedo, and Adrienne Lennox, who had played the role on Broadway and won the Tony for it. Some of these actresses were already in New York, and some of us were flown in from LA. A car came to pick us up. We got to the set, and each of us had to put on a wig and hat. 6 Mrs. Millers were walking around the set. You could hear each audition and people clapping after the audition. They all sounded wonderful. I knew I had gotten the role because I left my audition knowing it went really well. After I went back to get my head fitted for the wig, I returned to my hotel room and fell asleep. My hotel room phone rang, and it was my manager, Estelle, saying, "Viola, you got it!" No words describe those moments of winning the audition lottery. The luck of the draw is what it feels like. Talent and preparation play a huge part of it, but luck also plays a huge part. I knew this was it. If the Tony Award nomination for Second Guitars and winning for King Hedley II were my stage coming out, this was my coming out movie role. This was a busting through everything role. This was the game-changing role. Meryl Streep, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Amy Adams, with John Patrick Shanley directing. It was absolutely set up for awards, and I love all the actors. I was so excited, I was jumping up and down. I put the phone down, and then it rang again. It was the assistant director, AD, who organizes everything. She said, "Okay, Viola, congratulations. You have a rehearsal tomorrow with Meryl Streep, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Amy Adams. But just Meryl first." I fell apart. This is what I did. I got 2 yellow cans of homeopathic stress relief tablets from the health food store and down 1 can in less than an hour. I was that nervous, terrified. There's a part of me that knows that she would hate me saying this. She is as humble as she is talented, and she is as kind as she is absolutely 100% not intimidating. She simply is seen as the best, and acting opposite her agitates the biggest beast that lives within every actor, the imposter syndrome. The next day, I got to rehearsal probably half an hour early, and just sat there and stared at the front door, waiting. She came through the door and said, "Hi, Viola, I'm Meryl." I froze. She had to go to the bathroom, and I said, "You know what? I have to go to the bathroom too," and followed her, although I didn't really need to go. I went because she was going. I acted stupid at first, but we broke out of that. We weren't filming yet, only rehearsing, and there was a break in rehearsal because of the Thanksgiving holiday. That was one of the best Thanksgivings because I went home to Rhode Island knowing I had that job. I took the train there, and Jules flew to Rhode Island to meet me. When I went back to New York, Meryl and I were to film in the Bronx in a housing unit. Amy, Philip, and Meryl were one of the greatest casts I ever worked with because it was absolutely, completely void of ego. Everybody was trying to figure out the work. We had great discussions during rehearsal. what it's like to be on top with the imposter syndrome constantly chasing you and making you feel ostracized because you were the chosen one. Meryl said something wonderful to help me let go of the imposter feeling. Yeah, Viola, we know the truth. What she was saying is, we know the truth of what it means to be in this position. It doesn't puff up your walk if you love what you do. It's a great responsibility that's constantly overlooked and misunderstood. If there were a poster of actors who had the imposter syndrome, always working to do better, we had poster children in that room, constantly trying to figure out the characters we were to portray, not focusing on anything, anyone else. We rolled in there, carrying the script, tearing it apart, focusing on being there 100% with each other, absolutely putting ourselves to task. Philip was always saying, oh my God, bring in Brian F. O'Byrne, who did it on Broadway and it was so fantastic. Philip was fabulous because he had such a respect for other actors. He pushed himself and was always self-judgmental about his work. This was the best room to be in. When you're in a room full of great actors, you want to step up. I couldn't figure out Mrs. Miller. The character wasn't working for me. I didn't understand her. I didn't get her, in my opinion. We were in that sacred space of the artistic process, and I could tell the other actors would listen to me. You try to problem solve, you try to figure it out. Nobody gives you any answers. These are actors who absolutely respect your process. Everybody's talking, and although I was the least known of the group, you would never have known it. Every one of us was on the same playing field. I was given my space and time. Everybody stepped aside. Meryl was given her own space. It was an absolute ensemble. Still, I felt I had to go back to LA and work on the script before I shot it because I couldn't figure this woman out. What made Mrs. Miller tick? Because of my Juilliard training, I knew my task as an actor was to figure out what was driving this character. I was using everything in my arsenal, and I couldn't figure out a mom who would allow her son, who she believes is gay, to be with priests who could be molesting him. I didn't get it. I saw it as an incredibly dynamic scene, but in reality, I didn't get it. The read-throughs had been really wonderful. Meryl's was the greatest read-through I had ever heard. When we finally did a read-through with the producers, everybody was happy. But for me, for my pace, for my standard, I knew I didn't have Mrs. Miller figured out. After the 3 weeks of rehearsal and before filming, I was excited to go back to LA and work on it more. I did a 100-page bio on the character. I finally figured Mrs. Miller out when a college professor I talked to said, she doesn't have a choice, Viola. She's doing the only thing she knows to do. That opened up the whole Mrs. Miller character to me. She didn't have a choice. When we shot in the Bronx, my scenes were with Meryl. Oh my God, was I nervous.
Guys, I had to pause only because I honestly, I love this whole chapter, but I really want to get to the meat and potatoes of why I wanted you guys to hear it. So before, if they do get rid of it, I want you guys to hear what was profound to me. So I'm just going to fast forward a little to the part where I think did it for me. So give me a second.
Even some of my Black counterparts, woman who's coming to visit at night. My misgiving was put at each other's backs, especially because we were in a place shooting a movie that was much felt a victim. In 2011, when Pete Nowalk and Shonda Rhimes offered me the role of Annalise Keating in How to Get Away with Murder, everything changed. I felt a great deal of fear. It was a leading lady role on network television. She was described as a sexual, smart, vulnerable, possibly sociopathic, highly astute criminal defense attorney. And she had a husband and a boyfriend. I never saw anyone on network TV who looked like me playing a role like this. It was one of those moments that I always prayed for, but suddenly it was forcing me to confront my own shortcomings. It's like the saying goes that you have to see it to believe it. I didn't see it. On TV and in general, womanhood is defined by how classically pretty you are, how dainty you are, how close to white you are. Kerry Washington was Olivia Pope, the first Black female lead since Diane Carroll in Julia in 1967. I was not Kerry Washington. I know it's just a side effect of what we absorb from systemic racism. But the bottom line is, I absolutely was not the definition of a female lead on television, especially to play a character described by all these adjectives: sexualized, sociopathic, smart. A friend of mine was acting in a play in New York. She is Black, and the cast had a lot of Black males, other Black females, and whites. It was a mixed cast. When word got out that I would play Annalise Keating, she called me. She was happy for me, but she shared the backstage conversation about my news. Many of the Black males and Black females in the cast were saying, "There's no way that show is going to work with Viola Davis in the lead. There's no way that it's going to work. She's not pretty enough. She's not feminine enough. She does not turn me on." It is a widely held belief that dark-skinned women just don't do it for a lot of Black men. It's a mentality rooted in both racism and misogyny, that you have no value as a woman if you do not turn them on, if you are not desirable to them. It's ingrained thinking dictated by oppression. The 8-year-old girl in me ached in pain when my friend called. I already knew you either have to be a Black female version of a white ideal, or you have to be white to play a leading lady on network television. It certainly helped that in every scene, this fictitious character named Annalise Keating found herself unapologetically standing against oppression. Still, I knew the media would say I was miscast. That beautiful moment of finding out that I got the lead role in How to Get Away was mixed with a fucked up moment of feeling that I didn't deserve it. Until I remembered the teachings of Sanford Meisner, who said the most important question an actor can ask is why. I asked myself, why can't I be sexualized? Why can't I be vulnerable? Why can't I have a husband and a boyfriend? Why can't I be a leading lady? As I continued to ask myself the question why, I reached a dead end that asked me, why not? An active work is to be an observer of life. My job is not to study other actors because that is not studying life. As much as I can, I study people. If you're my audience, it's not my job to give you a fantasy. It is my job to give you yourself. In people, there is an infinite box of different types, different situations, different behaviors. Those types contradict perceptions. They tear down preconceived notions. They are as complicated and vast as the galaxy itself. In life, I exist. We dark-skinned women exist. My mom had me. My mom is dark-skinned. My mom had boyfriends. My mom got married to my dad. My mom had 6 kids, so she obviously had sex. Someone wanted her. There are 327 million people in this country, and only blonde, petite, white girls are sexual? As soon as I opened myself to the possibility of playing Annalise Keating and using myself as the palette, I created a different character for television, and I slayed the demons within myself. As Shondaland and on How to Get Away with Murder, I found my tribe. I let myself feel the fear, face the pain of my 8-year-old ugly girl self, but I didn't let it rule me. I used it as fuel, because after all, you bring everything you are into a character. You bring memory, you bring triumphs, you bring pain, you bring insecurity. That is what makes a character human. So I arrived on television in a leading actress role. Please note the word I used to describe Annalise: sexualized, not sexy. There's a difference. I hate the word sexy because sexy is a mask that you put on. It lives in women becoming a symbol of male desirability. It's not authentic, it's self-conscious. Sexualize is just another facet of you. It's a part of your self-actualization, maybe even part of your DNA. Black women who look like me are not usually allowed to be sexualized because we don't think you're attractive. And if we don't think you're attractive, then you aren't an innately sexual being. You don't have any anatomical sexual organs. We want to see you as strong. We want to see you curse someone out. We want to see you holding a baby. Maybe you can commit a crime. We could see other values in you, but we don't see your vulnerability, and we definitely don't see you as a woman. That view is perpetuated in our culture, and therefore it metastasizes in our art. It is a lie, one that I have told in my life when I constantly apologize for my looks by walking differently. I have very flat feet and a bunion I recently got worked on by trying to make myself look different with wigs and lashes. The 8-year-old girl who had never been told you're worthy, you're beautiful, suddenly found herself as a leading lady and a mouthpiece for all the women who look like her. I had no weapons to slay those naysayers, to change culture itself. The obstacle blocking me was a 400-year-old racist system of oppression and my own feeling of utter aloneness. My art, in this instance, was the best healing tool to resolve my past, the best weapon that I had to conquer my present, and my gift to the future. Annalise Keating released in me the obstacles blocking me from realizing my worth and power as a woman. Before that, I created a story. Sometimes stories are straight up lies that you make up because you want what you remember to be different. Sometimes a story is simply how you saw that event, how you internalized it. And sometimes the truth simply is simply straight up fact. I was erasing that made up story. I decided it was time to tell my story as I remember it, my truth. I said yes to the role. I answered the call to adventure, and I was on the journey, and in many ways, I was on Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, redefining the world's view of Black women in America. I said a big, hearty yes to this adventure. Until Annalise, I had never been complicated in movies or TV. I always tried to be more dimensional, but there wasn't enough on the page to catapult it.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna stop there. Let me. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Again, please, 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 if you don't do anything else, if you want something good to read and something that's just going to grab at your heartstrings, make you go back to your childhood, and just make you understand that you was never alone. When none of us are alone, it's always so many women going through what you're going through, if not worse. Um, you know, let me be honest. Lately, maybe about I want to say probably going on about 2 years, it's been harder on me to articulate things, to remember things. My short-term memory is not what it used to be. I really do need to see a neurologist. And the funny thing is, I've been working for one for 8 years. How ironic. So a lot of times I don't like speaking because I feel like I can't find the words, and I can't. And it wasn't always like this. I was very articulate when I was a little younger. I love speaking. I knew how to I knew how to articulate my words and how to express myself verbally very well. But lately, I'm having issues with that. And no, I've never done any drugs except for weed and alcohol every now and then, but I was never an addict with neither. So that's not it. It's something though. So I love when I hear other people like, that saying, take the words out of your mouth, because that's literally what it feels like. And I just, the things I be thinking, and then it's funny too, because when I'm like speaking, conversing with people just on a day to day, I'm going. Even before I get on here, and you know how you practice what you're gonna say. I have so much to say, but when I get in front of you guys, it's like a, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's nerves. I don't know. I just don't like it. And I really think it's something more than just nerves. I'm not going to lie. I really think it's something going on with my brain. It's not functioning. It's losing function. I'm too young to be having these type of problems. Seriously. So, let me read what you said. Mick said, none of us are alone. Say that again. We all go through things. Feelings are similar. Experiences are different between it. Are the differences between us? Yes, yes. I always say that. Everybody go through things, and it's just a matter of who's, I guess, who's vulnerable, or in there, who's brave or courageous, or can be vulnerable to admit it. That's really what it boils down to. Um, Could it be related to post 19? I don't know. I really don't know. I just know it's an issue for me. Like, and this is why I don't get on panels and everything, because I'm very opinionated, and I do it in a way to where I try not to offend anybody. But, sometimes people don't like to hear the truth. So, but I don't get on panels because as soon as I do, I feel like I don't have nothing to say, but I have so much to say. I just can't get it together verbally. And I don't want to come off as just every other word is a curse. And I want to be very I like to think about what I'm gonna say. I like to, I want to do God, what words am I looking for? I just want to be articulate. I just want to articulate my words better. And I am struggling with that. And I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I feel you. I lost my words and thoughts I lose my words and thoughts all the time. The past 2 years has taken a turn on my mental. We're gonna bounce back through. Yeah, I mean, my God, my God. But when I'm like, I don't know if nobody else talks to themselves. I talk to myself a lot because I think I'm the best listener to myself. And I like to say things out loud before I say it out loud. I like to rehearse things because I don't want to come off and offend people. And it was a time where I was very offensive and I didn't care what I said. And I used to hurt people's feelings because I wanted to be so real. And now that I'm older, I've been stopped doing that because I was offending people. So now I like to really take it in and think about what I want to say to somebody and how it's going to affect them and how I'm going to come off to them, how they're going to receive it from me. So I'm just struggling, y'all. BB, I struggle getting my thoughts out sometimes too. It's very frustrating. Correct. I don't know what's going on, guys. That's why I barely make videos. It's only on camera recordings I stutter. Oh, okay. So see, I'm not alone. And I'm glad I'm not alone. I really was taking a chance even saying this to y'all, but I'm not. A lot of things don't embarrass me because I've been through so much. So it's kind of hard to embarrass me with things. So I don't mind just throwing it out there. But I'm the same way. You're not alone. And thank y'all for telling me that panels aren't for everyone these days. They're not. They're definitely not for me. I just, it's not. Yeah, and thank you, Benj. Benj, you're phenomenal. Thank you for sharing Viola Davis book and everything. Just thank you for supporting me. I thank everybody for dropping down and supporting me and everything. But I honestly just wanted to come out today and share that little tidbit with you, especially with this book. I really, really think everyone should try to read it. If you're not good at reading word to word, you can always do the Audible like me. I read in many books through the Audible. It's a good thing. I'm so glad they came out with that, because I can't remember the last time I really sat down and was reading was literally 2000 from 2011 to the end of 2012. I had a revelation in my life. I picked up the Bible and I could not put it down. When I say I could not put it down, I literally could not put it down. I didn't watch TV. I didn't listen to no music. I sat in the house. I wasn't working. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had my babies. So the moment I walked my babies to school and came back in the house, any free time I had, I was reading that Bible from the front to the back. It was the best and the most interesting thing to me at that point, right? Guess what? You can't ask me nothing about the Bible because I don't know it. I don't know it. I mean, I'm familiar with it, but I can't relate. I mean, I can't recite no scriptures, no nothing. Don't even ask me. It's not going to happen. But I do understand the Bible. I understood it when I read it, and I got everything that I needed out of it. So, let me see. You can try puzzles, Sudoku, find word finds, crosswords, Tetris game. I played a whole bunch of games, and that's why I play them too, to get that brain functioning. I'm always on. Let me show y'all. No lie, no lie. I do be trying. I challenge myself all the time. My favorite is Wordle. Wait, can you see Wordle? I love Wordle. I play that every day. I do play Project Makeover, y'all. Homescape, Matchtown. You did say word puzzles. I will start something and then I get frustrated because I guess the more you go, the harder it get, and like I'll stop when it get too hard for me. If it's taking me a whole day to figure something out, I'm like, okay, I don't know this, and I'll get discouraged and I'll stop playing it. And that's the truth on that. But yeah. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do today, is just let y'all hear a little bit of it. I hope they don't take this off. It's a good book again, and it just touched on things. And what was so relevant today was, it was ironic because we've been talking about the colorism and the dark skin thing and everything like that. So when I'm hearing Viola and she's just laying it out there, I'm like, wow, I couldn't have said it better, to be quite honest, because it is a struggle for a lot of people. And maybe we don't recognize it, but she's right, we do exist. And the funny thing, guys, and I'm not being conceited. I'm not. I'm really telling the God honest truth, my truth, what I see, what I experience in my life. And it just happened yesterday again, and it happens a lot, but yesterday it happened again. I went to, hey Shay, hey. Me and my partner went to a cookout. One of her friends had engaged, I guess it was supposed to be a wedding shower, but it was a cookout. And so when we walked in there, and now her friend, she's known her for a long time, and she's a straight woman. So it was women and men there, just everybody, all family and everything like that. When I walked in there, I commanded the room, and I'm not even trying to be conceited about that. Everybody just kept looking at me all day, and I don't like making eye contact, especially with men, because I don't want to give them no idea that it's even a chance. I don't date men. I'm with a woman, and I don't want to disrespect my partner. But they were staring so much at me, I couldn't help but to look back like, what the fuck? And everybody, men and women, were just looking at me. And I'm gonna be honest, that's my experience a lot when I walk into a room. I really command the room. And it's not just from Black people, it's from white people and everything. Because my ex-husband worked on a construction site for 6 years, and it was not, he was the only Black person on in his job. So when they used to have functions and he used to bring us along, they would not take their eyes off me all the time. I've always gotten that type of attention. So I say that to say, I myself don't struggle with being dark skinned, but that don't mean that I don't understand what that feels like, because I've also been in a room where guys gravitated to the lighter complected women and how it made me feel. But me, I just want y'all to know, I was never mad at the light skinned woman. I would get mad at the guys who didn't deem me pretty enough, if that was a thing. And I hate the fact that when we go at each other, we making it about us. It's really not. And I've said this many a times, it's really not about us. It's about the men, or that think, well, it's about men and what they deem pretty. It's never about us going at each other, but some women use that as a weapon against each other. And I think that's ugly, it's disgusting, and it should stop. It really should. Um, I don't even know what else. Mick said I was, wait a minute, bitch said your aura attracted to people. It must be. Yeah. It was crazy. And when I sat down, and another thing too, when that happens, that literally puts my partner on, like, she's on go mode. She's like a bulldog, seriously. And I'll be like, chill, I want you to sit back and enjoy this. We can enjoy this together, because at the end of the day, you already know what's going on. And it puts her in a real defensive mode when that happens. But she said it too. She's like, you're beautiful. Mixology said I was still. Thank you, Mix. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm blushing. Brown skin girl. Yes. But I love all complexions. I've never been like that. I've never been just suited to one complexion. But I do understand what it's like to be a dark-skinned girl and a dark-skinned woman. And even when I was a little girl, I understand that struggle, and I understand what people think and how they will make you feel, especially the opposite sex. When you're attracted to men that's not attracted to you, that does not feel good. And it don't feel good when you got your light-skinned sisters using that as a weapon, and they want to compete with you, because and make you feel even worse. That don't feel good either. Same experience, yet it's always been my dress size. When you say that, Mix, what do you mean? Same experience, yes, your dress size. What do you mean? Like a smaller person, a bigger person, you being a bigger or smaller person size? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's another struggle. Like, I've gained so much weight, and I'm struggling with that. I feel like I don't look the same and shit. So, that's struggle on top of struggle. I get it. I struggle with that too. We got the same struggle. And regardless of what, like, when these men don't want you, you can be the most beautiful woman in the world, the most beautiful looking. They will still, when they're finished with you, they're finished with you. You can be doing everything and look the best and compete with the most. But that man, when he's ready to go out and creep out on you, he's just going to do it. It doesn't matter. I really feel like vagina don't have a face. It just has a feel. And they'll stick their thing in anything. TC, you too. Have a blessed day. Peace. You know, so I really just wanted us. I wish and hope that we can understand each other a little more when it comes to this colorist stuff. And I wish I can articulate it a little more and better so that people can get what I'm saying. I mean, I get it. No matter the shade or dress size. Ask the 6-figure days, please give it to me. Like, because big girls are pretty too. They're sexy too. My fiance is a big girl. And I cannot fucking, y'all know I've been talking about her for ever since I've been on here. Still can't get enough of her. It's not about that. It's about, but when you're young, you don't see it that way. Again, all this only comes with age and wisdom. The older you get, the more life is you're living. Just continue to live, and you experience different things, and you get different aspects of life, and then you get this life teach you different lessons, and you can either grow, glow, whatever, like, or not, and some people do and some people don't. Some people are superficial, and that's just what it is, and some people are just not. But I will say this, and I'm gonna end after this: there is somebody for everybody out here. Sometimes you don't even realize that your standards might be too high, or is that a thing? I don't even know. You might have guys that's attracted to you that you're not attracted to. Vice versa, you're attracted to men that's not attracted to you. Sometimes you have to stop looking on the outside of people and look inside. Have that conversation. Getting deep with somebody, because you just never know who attraction comes in all different. It's not always the physical. It could be the mental. You could be mentally attracted to people. It's not always. I mean, that's a plus, but that's not always the case. You just gotta really allow yourself and just be open to it. Again, that's really all I got, guys. That's really all I got. I thank y'all for coming in and engaging in the conversation. I would like to have more. Of course, I'm about to cook. I just got off work. My doctor works on a Sunday because he's Jewish, so he goes to church on Saturday. So when they have to do their extra day, his extra day is on a Sunday. And then I know it's weird because everybody that come in there be like, y'all really open on a Sunday? And I'm like, yeah. And they love it, but they be like, this is weird. I've never heard this before. Like, yeah, my doctor works on a Sunday. It's awesome. But again, I am going to make my appointment soon. I'm going to talk to a neurologist because I really think something else is going on. And I need to jump on that quick because I am too young to be stuck like this verbally. And I don't like it. And I be wanting to chime in on conversations and stuff. And I just be like, damn, why? I can't remember this word. Damn, what word I want to say? I'm always saying that more than ever. And I'm like, damn, what is going on with me? So I gotta get that checked, y'all. So, ladies, take care of yourselves. Take care of your health and wellness. Get the mammograms every year if you 40 plus. Go to the gynecologist every year, especially if you are sexually active. I don't care if you think you only having sex with one partner, if you think your partner is only having sex with you. I do not care. You do not know. We are not psychics. You need to go get checked. And it's not just for STDs. It's for a lot of things that could be going on with the woman because our bodies change so much. Just take care of yourself so we can be here a little longer. We are dying at a younger and younger and younger age. And, we got to take care of ourselves so we can be here, especially if you've got little ones. It's so selfish for you to want to know you can do better and don't. And then you leave this earth and you leave them alone. That's selfish. Don't be selfish. Take care of yourselves. Thank y'all again for joining. And